going to bring up your next speaker. That's going to be the wonderful, magnificent Chris James.
If you talk about how much you hate your fat, your body has been working all this time to keep you alive.
I don't think anybody in my circle understands him.
Yeah,
We in here.
I know y'all like that intro. I love it every time. Every time it turns me up, I get excited.
I'm not gonna hold y'all. That intro gets me hot and bothered every time I hear.
Oh wow, hot and bothered.
No, you know the funny thing is, I was talking to the gentleman that who does a lot of our videos and stuff. He's a long-term friend of mine, and we were just talking about, you know what I'm saying, I guess when I asked him to come on board and start doing the videos and editing and stuff like that, and he was just like, what does a guy with tens of thousands of subscribers need with a little old guy like me? And I'm like,
That
and I'm like, what do you mean? What do I need with you for? Like, because your editing skills are on par with, you know, what you see in mainstream. Like,
yeah.
I love a quality professional polish on everything. You know, a lot of y'all know I used to be an electrician, and like one of the things that electricians understand is that customers only see the light switch. They don't see the wire you ran, the conduit that you had to cut and bend. They don't see the supports. They don't see anything that goes on behind the scenes. They only see the light switch. And so, what does it look like for me to do all this work behind the scenes and not have a good polish on it?
Yeah.
It's pointless. Well, it's not pointless, but it's just like,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, it's just like it's like doing a job, and then right at the very end, you know, you don't button it up, or you don't put that last little, you know what I'm saying? You don't put that last little bit on it.
Gotta put that last little bit on it.
Yeah, man. I got my juice here, man. This thing looks like chocolate. It is dark.
You said it looks like chocolate?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
dark.
it looks like chocolate milk a little bit.
Yeah, it is. It is. But that's my own little
That's your little concoction.
yeah, my little concoction. I made it up. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure that there's a juice recipe out there, but this was not something I found. I don't know. It came from lack, because I needed parsley and cilantro, and the grocery stores are empty, so I couldn't get it. So I had to use. I swapped out those for red kale and spinach, and I doubled my ginger and turmeric, and it's got a little kick to it.
Got a little kick.
Got a little kick to it.
I
Dark side of juicing.
I like. Okay, that's a video.
Yeah, that is.
That's a
Oh,
video.
I've already got. Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
I've been working.
All right, so listen, y'all. We got a word for y'all tonight, but look, I just saw this comment. Look at this comment. We're gonna be talking about this R72.
Hey, just joined the R72 program, and y'all, there's so much content worth every penny. Hey, there we go. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, y'all already know we're gonna be talking about the R72 at some point during this live, because we're about to close the doors. R72 starts tomorrow.
Okay.
So
Tomorrow's your last day to sign up.
Tomorrow is the day that you need to sign up before the challenge starts. Like, we're doing our introductory video tomorrow. And, if y'all want to join, it's the optimal time to join before it starts.
Yeah.
So, but today we wanted to get Steve did a reel, and I'm gonna see if I can pull this reel up. Okay, now I need y'all to work with me now.
Ooh, you gonna log in at IG and all that?
I'm gonna do it in real time.
Oh my man, you not playing.
We not playing no games.
Right?
Tonight.
Come on, producer / founder / editor.
Run the gambit. Keep
you know
going.
what I'm saying? / wellness advocate /
I'm going to.
Hey man, it's been a long day.
I'm
need
going
this.
to attempt to get in there, but I don't know if that's gonna happen.
Oh man, you
I'm
don't
actually, I
know your
know for a
login.
fact it can happen because I can hand the will to Steve while I get this thing going.
Oh man,
And
you know I can talk.
Steve could talk.
Yeah, that's never a problem.
Because you were telling me about your juice earlier. Maybe you could talk briefly about some of the things that you've experienced that you feel are unique to juicing
Mm,
versus fasting, because and this is going to actually roll into the overall type, like what we're talking about tonight, which is really consumption. Like, what are you eating?
yeah.
And how has it changed from being 400 pounds to being, nearly 200 pounds? How has it changed and evolved? And juicing is a part of that.
Okay, I like what you did there.
I'm been doing this for
Yeah,
years,
my
baby.
man, he's a pro. So so in some of the differences that I have experienced. No, of course I'm not new to juicing, right? You go look at my Instagram. I mean, I got juices going all the way back to the beginning of my Instagram. That's not new. What is new to me is the time frame that I'm doing just juice. So typically, like when I'll do juice, I'll do like do a juice a day or something like that. Or I will do if I'm like fasting, I'm doing 5 days. I may throw in a juice day or something where I'll just have a little bit of juice with it, so it's kind of a hybrid, just kind of like maintenance fasting stuff like that. So I'll do that. But this is my first like genuine juice fast, um, juice feast, juice cleanse, right?
It's definitely a juice feast.
Whatever you want to call it. It's we're all talking about the same thing. The same. It all means you're just drinking juice. If you want to break it up like that, then you can call it a juice feast, right? That's okay. Vitality boost. There's a lot of different words for it, but the purpose of this and drinking the amount of juice is very intentional. And but the differences that I have seen thus far from like water fasting and juice fasting, probably one of the biggest differences is my level of hydration. So of course, right, water, we want you to consume water, because it's obviously important while you're fasting. The body's cleaning, it's working, it needs water. The difference between juice and water is that water has to be broken down, has to be digested, have to go through the process, and so does juice. They both have to go through a process. But juice has micronutrients inside of it. Water doesn't, right? This is also why you lose more weight on water fasting than you do on juice fasting. So, depending on, of course, what the goal is, you have options. But a lot of the micronutrients inside of the juice, they go in and they feed the cells. So you have water fasting that it is designed to really kind of get you more into autophagy much faster, and it's really designed to help you then clean, to heal, like do all of those things. And what juice fasting is really about, it's really about feeding the cells, which is why you call it the feast, right? Because we're really feeding the cells. And while it's also feeding them, it's also cleaning them also, right? So what that does is it makes your cells more efficient. And that is really the purpose behind like a juice fast. It's really about getting all of those micronutrients inside the body. Like a lot of times people never even heard of micronutrients, right? You like, what are micronutrients? Like, we know what macronutrients are, right? What are your macros? Oh, protein, fat, carbohydrates, right? But micronutrients are things that you're going to get from fruits and vegetables, right? Nuts and seeds, things like that. You're going to get all the extra nutrients that you need that we don't normally get. So what juice fasting does, it allows you to take a large amount of these plants and fruits, and then you're literally flooding your body with it. And what that does is it allows your body to then clean the cells. So it's basically like a scrub brush that goes in there on each cell. It cleans them all up, right? And then it allows that cell to work more efficiently. So just like we do this already in prep, but on a much smaller level. So when you go through the prep there's a 2-day juice fast. That's intentional. It is so we are prepping the body for a water fast. It goes in and it's helping to clean the system, right? And then it's helping to then help juice up the cells, essentially, and to make them more efficient. So when you go into the water fast, then your body is moving more efficiently. This is why a lot of times when you go through prep, you're going to see better results than if you didn't, right? This is why we teach this. But one of the other big things that juice fasting does, and then we can pull up the video, but one of the other big things that juicing does, it is, once again, it is designed for cleansing. And the R72, for example, it's designed for weight loss, right? Each one of the different ways of fasting that we have do things really well, right? Each one of them can shine on their own in a really bright way. And one of the bright ways that juice fasting shines is it shines with help cleaning the bowels, the colon, the intestinal tract, the gut, whatever you want to call it. That's where it really shines. Water fasting does that also, right? But juice fasting is when you have a protocol and you're doing it very intentionally, then you can make sure that you're getting very specific types of things in your system in a large amount to then help clean out certain things. So the protocol I'm on is really designed for like bowel cleansing and getting rid of like mucoid plaque and biofilm, and really helping to speed up the gut, and then feeding the gut all these micronutrients, all the stuff it needs, right? And then ultimately increasing bowel transit time. So the amount of time that it takes from you to eat, for you to poop it out. If it takes 3 days for you to then poop something out that you ate, it's going to be 3 days it's rotting in your stomach, right? If you take a piece of steak and you sit it on your countertop and it's raw, and it just sits there for 3 days, it's going to start smelling, right? Yeah. So what do you think is happening inside your body? See? It's the same thing. So you eat something, and if it takes 3 days for it to get from your mouth all the way out your anus, then it's rotting inside that entire time, right? And this is why we have issues with body odor. This is where disease comes from. We all know that halitosis, right? People all have bad breath, right? And you think it's just your tongue. Well, right, I think a lot of people know that by now. It's not. It comes from your gut. Why does it come from your gut? Because you have things that are just rotting inside. So what juice fasting does, it does a really good job of cleaning everything out. So you're feeding your cells, of course, with all of the plants, with your green juice, right? And then you're also focused on a lot of your citruses and your astringents, like red grapes, or any grape in general. Your grapefruit, your lemons, key limes, oranges, right? All pineapple, all that stuff that's very astringent. Throw some papaya in there. And what this does is it cleans the system. And you really want to do this over a nice period of time, right? So a minimum of 2 weeks. And this is going to really do something wonderful and miraculous for your system. So it's something that, like I said, I've never done it this long, and I'm going way further. We're really at the tip of this mountain, bottom of the mountain, and there's a lot of stuff that I look forward to as I continue on this process.
And the benefit is we're going to be able to share all of this. We're going to be able to make all this very simple for you all. Help you with the obstacles that come along the way. This is how we learn. It is a true experimental process.
Right. They're seeing this. I'm sharing this so that way when you see the program, you're gonna be like, oh, remember Steven was talking about that, but yada yada yada. Like summertime comes and summertime hits. Now we juicing, baby. Right? Yeah. It's gonna be a long fast.
I know y'all want some summer juicing, man. People love summer juicing.
We trying to get y'all some discounts on some juicers and stuff, man. We're working on.
We are working. We're putting some stuff together. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna say too much about it, but just know the JR72 is on the way.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, y'all. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a look at this reel and start tying some of this information in. Steven,
let me set it up a little bit,
huh?
Yeah,
go ahead.
Okay. So real quick. So I was going through my old Facebook, and while I was going through, I was looking for something that I needed. And I happened to just stumble upon some old pictures, and they were all pictures of food, right? When I was married, and in my head, I'm like, okay, these are the type of foods that I would come home after work, right? I play with my kids. Then I would be the one that would cook the dinner. You know, I was that guy that women are like, well, you know, I gotta stay with the kids. You know, it's my time off, right? So, right, I get it. So I would cook dinner. Plus, she couldn't cook. So,
Ooh,
I mean, whatever.
jab.
Hey, man, I don't care, man. It's me and my people. Keeping it real, right? So I would give her break. You know, even though I worked all day too. But these were foods that I looked at, and these were like, okay, these are my home cooked meals. These are the meals that are staples. In my head, these are meals like, oh, my kids will have staple meals. They'll love these type, whatever, right? And it in the reel, I show the food that I was eating, as in like my home cooked meals. Obviously, don't show the fast food and all the junk food, right? Obviously, because we all do. You know, not anymore, but you know that was happening. You get 400 pounds, you know there's some junk food in there, right? But these are the meals that I thought were good home cooked meals. And then I passed a couple of pictures and I'm like, wow, this was the food I was eating and this is how I looked, right? And then I downloaded those pictures and I was like, huh. And then I looked at my phone and then I looked at like the gourmet meals or the meals that I would make at home. Like for the most part, I eat salads and I just eat regular plain vegetables. Like I don't go crazy. But the things that I post are the pretty things, right? These are the things that I would make at home, right? If I had a girl and I'm like, oh, baby, come on over. We're going to have dinner. This is the type of food I would make her. And it was a comparison to the steaks and the pork chops and stuff that you're about to see. And then I was like, well, then look at me now. Look at my current pictures. And it just like, it was, and this is so obvious, but to me, it was just like, bruh, the food that we think that is good for us, the food that we think that it's okay, it's not, right? Like I had to go from one extreme to the other extreme, right? In order for me to really kind of like deal with my issues. And I think that a lot of people have this thought process of moderation, because that's what we've been taught. Like, oh, well, you can have it just in moderation. Like, let's be honest, most of us don't have the ability to moderate. If I put a whole, you're gonna see some ribeye, right? I mean, if I put a whole ribeye on your plate, you're gonna eat the whole thing. Moderation will say, oh no, cut it in half and then eat the rest tomorrow, right? Or or make me a smaller one. But most of us don't have the ability to do that. So I couldn't. It wasn't working for me.
It's not realistic.
It's not realistic.
It's almost like playing with fire.
Right. So I just was looking at the food and I'm like, okay, there's rice. Oh, there's potatoes. Oh, there's this, there's that. And it's like when you first look at it, you know, depending on where you're at in your journey, you're gonna be like, that looks good, right? And that's okay. But my job, our job, is to let you know that if you want to get to a place that in your mind is your ultimate person, like not where you think you can just make it to. I'm talking about your ultimate person. You're going to have to make much bigger changes, and they're not going to be temporary. They're going to have to be complete lifestyle changes to where you now change the way you think about food. And I would never eat these dishes again in totality. Obviously there's some vegetables in there too, because you know what I'm saying, I was still thinking I was doing decent.
Let's take a look at the
well
food.
I know, I just wanted to, you know what I mean, like, but so we'll go ahead and run it for you. Oh, you gotta get that.
Oh, ça tue, ça blesse, ça flingue. Hey. Oh.
Run it twice.
Gazo. Clic. Oh. Ça tue, ça blesse, ça flingue. Hey. Oh. Gazo. Non, sincèrement. Voilà, tu vois.
Is he speaking English?
Just let it run. Let him look at it again.
Check it out one more time.
Look at it again.
Look at these foods. Some of these foods y'all thought were good. You're like, man, that's some good eating right there.
And that. And look at what it got me.
That's some good size.
I got me some real good size.
Hey. Gazo. Non, sincèrement. Voilà, tu vois.
I'm getting my editing up, man.
Hey man, that's what you got to do when you know what I'm saying. You got to get them reels going.
Gotta get them reels going. Um,
And when I'm
but yeah, man. So I mean, what do you think? What do you think about all that?
I think that it's extremely common. I mean, just talking to people for so long now, people will always tell me, I don't know why y'all do this. I'm curious to know, why do y'all do this? Y'all will reach out to me. We'll do a consultation, whatever. And within that interaction, you will tell me how healthy you are. Like people always do this. Chris, I changed my diet. I'm eating healthy now. You don't give me no specifics.
Ain't no details.
You don't give me no specifics. You just be like, I'm eating better now. I'm eating healthy now. And I always got to be like, well, what is healthy?
Oh my God. That's
like, y'all crack me up with that.
not y'all, man. Not y'all, just in totality.
No. I'm just saying in general, when I interact with people, it's not a bad thing. I find it interesting that people tend to do the same thing. We talk the same way.
Yeah.
It's almost like, okay, I'm talking to a quote unquote health guru. And so I'm going to put my best foot forward. I don't need to know about all the good changes.
I didn't know the bad stuff.
I need you to tell me what's the bad stuff that you're still doing right now.
Yeah, that's good.
And what happens is when we start going down this itemized list, because if you messing with me, look, I'm not about to let you get away with, oh yeah, I eat healthy now and da da da. Once we go into that itemized list, I find out what healthy is. And it's like, I'm going to eat more salads. What kind of salads? What do you put on your salad?
Oh, potato salad.
Oh, it's Cobb salad. I get my salad, got the green, got some eggs in there. Those are good for you, right? And then, what kind of dressing are you using? It comes with like what? Ranch dressing?
Ranch and blue cheese, baby. Always got to get the creamy.
It's like, so basically you took, and this is not shade, y'all.
It's not shade.
This is not shade at all, but this is just the reality. I just want y'all to understand because it's a mindset thing. You basically took some vegetables and some fruits, and you smothered it with a whole bunch of unhealthy stuff.
Sugar.
So it's like if you take an apple, right? If you take an apple, everybody knows an apple is a healthy food, right? Okay, reasonably speaking. And you take that apple and you put a stick into it. Shove a stick right up that apple, right?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You shove a stick right up that apple. And then you take that apple with the stick and you dip it in a candy coating. And then before it dries, you hit it with some nuts and you hit it with some sprinkles and you hit it with some chocolate or whatever else that you want. And you now have a candied apple. You are not going to sit up here and tell me that this is a health food.
Yeah, what you mean? It's an apple, Chris.
Right? It started off as a healthy food, and then you smothered it with a whole bunch of unhealthy stuff.
It don't work no more.
So we have to understand. And when I look at your reel, I know I'm exaggerating a little bit. Really, but not really.
I mean, you're
I'm being expressive. But when I look at your reel, I see what I thought, which was I see a plate of dead carcass. Right? That's what the vegans, they be like, dead carcass.
They want to make you feel bad.
They want to make you feel bad. Somebody's mother's side.
Somebody's a Bambi on the plate.
You know what I'm saying? And I see it like a sweet potato, right? And that's supposed to make it better.
Yeah, but that sweet potato, you got to see but here's the thing. It was originally good,
Uh-huh.
right? But then, it was it was one of our sweet potatoes.
Candy.
Bro.
You dip the apple in the candy coating.
Bro, so of course it's now just sugar. Right, and then if you look at the sauces, what is in the sauce? Sugar. There's no so and then the potatoes are sometimes they're fresh, sometimes they're just out of sometimes they're instant.
Yeah.
Right, and then even the green beans. I mean, you see how green they were, how bright and vibrant they were. You would think, oh man,
fresh.
Them things is fresh.
Yeah.
No, baby, them things out the bag.
They gassed them
right out the bag.
Y'all do know they gas your food, right?
Yeah, they gas them, man. And then they flash freeze it.
They flash freeze it,
right? And
they might add some dye to it if you're not careful.
Man, them greens were green. I didn't edit those photos. There was a lot of photos. I didn't edit them.
They will dye
They're
your
just.
food.
I mean, listen, man. I thought this was the reason I made it because it hit me. It's like I thought I was doing good, right? And not just what I thought was good. I thought that I was doing good. This is not just for Steven. I'm making this for my family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My 3-4-year-old daughter, like, baby, come down, sit down, eat. Like, you need to eat good.
Right.
Like, And then I look at this now as an adult of where I am, and I'm like, bro, I was literally poisoning my kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I would never eat that stuff now, but I look at it now from a different lens, and I understand what those foods are, and I'm like, bro, it's not, a lot of it is not our fault. We just don't know.
Yeah.
We think that we're doing the right thing, and even when we think we're doing the right thing, it's like, bro, we're so far away. Even the small changes that we make are still it's not even close to enough.
This is the thing, right? Now I've been talking about the propaganda machine lately. It's my thing now. I'm doing the propaganda machine now. We're talking about the propaganda machine. And so as you're a child, if you I want y'all to take a half a second and just go back into your childhood. If it's traumatic for you, don't do the exercise. But take a second, go back into your childhood and think about when you were in school, walking around in the school, you know, in the lunchroom, in the hallways. Think about it for a second. I want y'all to envision, what are the posters on the wall? What are the posters on the door? What are the posters in the cafeteria room?
No.
What's on the lunch menu? What's on the back of a milk carton? You know what I'm saying? What were the options they were giving you?
Dairy.
Did you go in there for breakfast?
Yeah.
What was on do y'all remember when we were children, all that information on the back of a cereal box? I know y'all, if you at least 35, you read about the back of a cereal box.
What else you gonna read? We didn't have phones. What else did you kids nowadays they are lost. They are lost. We sat there and just you come down, you put your bowl down, pour the cereal in, pour your full vitamin D milk in there, maybe 2%, right? And then you sit down with the cereal box and you read the back of the box, right? And you keep the box there, so that way when you're done, you get you another bowl.
That was your entertainment. So the question is, what were you feeding yourself? What were you feeding your mind? What was your subconscious taking in? This is the reason why, as adults, we have such an enormous issue. Our relationship with food is so bad. It's because when we were children, when we were at our most impressionable, not only were we constantly bombarded with images and imagery of bad relationships with food, but our parents didn't know any better either.
Yeah.
So it's our parents didn't even know to correct it. Be like, hey, I know you see what's on the back of that cereal box, but to be honest, it's not even a good food for you to be eating first thing in the morning. Like, and wheat right now is they're experimenting with the food. In the 90s, in the 80s, in the 70s, some of the most dramatic experimentation when it came to food was taking place. And a lot of people were unaware of it. But you get to see the outcome. But because if you look at time frames, if you look at obesity, if you look at cancer, diabetes, autism, et cetera, you can see a distinct growth in disease after certain time frames.
Yeah.
The numbers are all there. You know, there's a lot of statistical data we can, if we know what to look for, if we know how to see it. So the point is, we have to learn how to eat to live, right?
Yeah.
Now we're going to transition here in a second. I want to grab a couple of these questions in super chat, Steve, before we transition. And since Steve's a better pronouncer of words, I'm gonna let you pronounce people's names, so I don't mess them up. No, because you be ready. You be ready.
No, I don't.
You be Chris. You say that when we right.
No, it's just the ones. Sometimes you be tearing people's names up.
That's why I only like saying them. Here we go.
Right.
Facebook user. I'll say that one.
All right. You read it. I can't.
Will the first fast days of the challenge be a cleanse, or start with the prep, or does it go straight to the water fasting days? So the first days, the first week, the first 7 days. So we have day 1, which is our intro day. That doesn't count. On day 2, we start preparation, and then we're going to do our prep for 7 days, and then the fast happens after that. Okay. So to answer your question, yes, the first few days we're going to be cleansing and prepping.
Yeah. So we're not going to just like bring you in here. Here's the thing, because that's a very common question. Let's be honest. If we were going to do that, why create the program? Like if if we were, no. I mean, I'm just okay. Yeah, that's true, because you know what I'm saying. There's a lot of content. There's a lot of information, right? But okay. That's not us. We understand the process, and we understand that people join because they may have difficulty doing it on their own. So it wouldn't make sense to just say, yeah, just do it on your own. Like, no, we're going to gently walk you through this process. If you've never done preparation before properly, then we're going to walk you through it properly. And if you do it properly, then you will see big numbers start coming off the scale automatically. And then when you move into your fasting, you won't have any problem doing that first 3 days. So, yeah, we got you, man. We're going to get you prepped up.
Brandon D. I could say Brandon's name.
All right.
I'm only going to give you the ones I can do.
I mean, you'll probably be okay for most of them.
I'm not. All right. I'll probably be okay for most of them. Brandon D. Can you do R72 with a juice fast refeed?
Sure. I mean, if you want to, just remember a juice fast is still a fast. Like I don't want you guys. I know sometimes people, like, if we come off of water fasting and like you don't have anything but water for 3 days and you get some juice, you're like, oh my God, right? Like I finally have something. Well, we got to understand what the body's doing, right? I mean, when you're juice fasting, you're still intaking a lot of calories, right? But the thing is that when you intake them, you also process them out lightning fast. So this is also why you still lose weight on juice fasting, but juice fasting is not particularly like designed specifically, I want to lose weight. It can do that, right? Once again, each type of fasting shines really well at certain things. You will lose weight with juice fasting, but what you're doing is you're really cleaning yourself, but you are satiating yourself. The issue that I would say is that it may work the first week, the first cycle, and then maybe the second refeed. But if you've never done a long fast, you get to day 7+, and you're doing 1 day juice refeed. You're going to be in that territory of now feeling like you're doing a 14-day water fast.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can explain it. And if you've never been there, you don't know what I mean. But like refeeding with just juice long term over this entire process, you're basically doing a 30-day water fast. I mean, that's
I will say that first of all, we do encourage you all to, experiment. And
yeah.
if you want to do it, we will aid you, right? If you're like, hey, I was trying to do that juice fasting and work out. What do I need to do?
Yeah, right? I'm not discouraging it at all.
No, I'm not saying you are. So the point is, if you want to do something like that, I mean, experimentation is what we're all about. However, it's not the core curriculum, okay? And we are going to be putting together a protocol for you all, probably, like I said, closer to the summertime, where we're going to be diving into juice. But I love hybrid fasting, where you go jump from one fast to another.
That's basically where I'm at.
It makes it easier for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, that's for sure.
When you know how to mix and match things and make it work, and then understand why the body does this or why you gain weight one day, you were dry fasting. If you go to juice, I mean, you might put on a pound or two, right? And but we have to understand why, right? And if you can do that and put those things together, man, you become a powerhouse.
And at the end of the day, if we think, okay, we're eating we're fasting for 3 days, we're gonna eat. Okay, you're gonna do juice, cool, and then you're gonna go back. You're gonna do 3 more days, and then you can eat.
You can do that.
You could just do,
basically
3 days juice, 3 days eat.
Was that 7-1? Basically, yeah, 3 days juice, 3 days eat. That's 7-1.
Pretty much,
right? You could do that.
Yeah. So you got some options there.
Yeah, and then also you could always, of course, intend to do the 1 day of juice refeed. And, if you start struggling, then just make it OMAD. You know what I'm saying? Like you go, you have your juice in the morning, the afternoon, and the evening time, you're like, I don't know, man. I want a little something.
It's okay.
Go ahead and get you a little something.
It's okay for y'all to, you know what I'm saying? Like play around with it.
Yeah, play around with it. But I got no problem with it. I just want to tell you what to expect.
Right, which was important.
So
KC, do you have to be a vegan to do this challenge? No, not at all. It's not a vegan challenge at all. It's just
at all.
It's just a R72 presented by AHA. You know what I'm saying? That's all we are.
I mean, here's the thing, man. I don't even in my coaching, I don't tell people, oh, you need to go vegan, right? It's like
I don't either.
A healthy alternative. Oh, okay. Well, I knew that.
I'm not a vegan, so I don't tell people to do
veganism. So we're all about a healthy alternative. So an alternative to something that's better. The reason that I was talking about like raw vegan and stuff during that reel is because I'm talking about myself. I'm giving my experience. So where I was at and what the issues that I had, I was on the extreme end. So moderation for me wasn't going to work. So I needed to go to that more vegan, more raw vegan side. And then when I did that, then I started to see massive success in my refeeds and maintaining my weight. So if you feel like you're on the extreme side of what you're eating, it may then need that you need to go to the extreme side of the opposite until you can get yourself together and then find balance. But no, you don't have to be a vegan though.
Balance is the key.
Balance is always the key. But maybe you'll fall in love with vegan or raw vegan or vegetarian. I mean, whatever. I mean,
Give it a try with an open mind. You'd be surprised.
Right.
Here we go. This one, I don't know how to pronounce that name.
Miss Harris.
Miss Harris.
Miss, maybe.
Shamia.
Yeah, Harris.
If I got that right, you know what I'm
S.
saying?
Harris.
Hey, Steve, you're going to have to take back everything.
No, I'm not taking back everything. I'll give you your props. But no, one doesn't account for all the names you've destroyed.
Do the challenge start tomorrow? Yes, it does. It starts February 2nd. All right. That is the introductory day. And then the actual prep is going to start on the 3rd. So we want you all in before that happens. All right. That's very important.
Yeah.
Because we don't want you coming in confused days, stuff's moving and shaking, and you don't feel like you're out of place. All right. We don't want you feeling that way. So
shaking and moving.
You know what I mean? Shaking and jiving. Oh, super sticker. Smile
Super sticker.
always, Natasha. Thank you.
Thanks, Natasha.
Thank you so very much.
You can buy me like a bag of oranges or something with that.
Stupid. Natalie.
Oh, you can say that, huh?
I think so.
Natalie.
Natalie?
It's Natalie.
Are you from is it like Russia or something like that?
Not
Natalia.
Natalia. No, it's Natalie.
I can relate to. Did you want to read?
No.
Oh, I can relate to Steven so much. It's scary. Well, man. I can't wait to celebrate my 200-pound loss milestone with y'all before this year is over.
Ooh.
Yes. Looking forward to living again and not just existing. Oh, where's Jasmine? Because I know Jasmine has a quote for you right now.
That sounds like a jaspiration.
This is
stop existing and start living.
Yes, that's a jaspiration. So listen, I don't know where you are, what you have left as far as weight loss goes and what some of your other goals are. But what I can tell you is this: whatever it is you put your mind to, you can achieve. And I'm not saying that in that cliche high school.
You can achieve anything you put your mind to.
No, I'm telling you from personal experience. Now, what I will say is the way you achieve your goals sometimes come at you in ways you didn't expect, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So it may not happen the way that you envision it happening, but you put your mind to a goal and you will get the outcome.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's work that goes in, right? Like it's not just, I'm just going to think and meditate on it every day. There's work, but if you have a positive outlook on it and you're moving towards it and you're working towards it, it has no choice but to happen.
It has no choice.
All right. Thank you so much for that super chat. And we'll do our best to clean up any super chats before we end the live tonight, y'all, just so you know. Okay, Simply Re. I want to say Simply Re.
Are you doing this on purpose?
I want to put the words together and make it a whole one word.
It's Simply Re.
But I want it to be Simply Re.
No, that's not how English works. Even I know English is hard.
Simply.
Bruh. I apologize for him.
Simply.
He's been acting out.
Let me tell y'all something so that you understand.
He's probably tired.
Let me learn y'all something real quick. For the past 2-3 days, I've pretty much been going nonstop. I took a nap today.
I tried,
which I needed, but I've had hundreds of messages, and most of them are people. Well, a lot of them are. It's tied to the R72 challenge, and so it's just a lot of work. That's all. But we do it because we care. You know what I'm saying? All right, we're gonna shift gears.
What was the question?
Oh, Simply Re. Oh my goodness. See, this is why I got a co-host right here.
Right. Keep him on his A's and B's.
Because Simply Re. We would have missed that. Do you remember the question?
No, I couldn't.
Why didn't you read the question while I was?
I don't know. I was looking at you.
Dang, man. Let's see if we can find it again.
I was focused on the people.
Is this it? This can't be it. So excited to be joining. This can't be it. Wonderland.
It was shorter than that.
It was shorter than that. Simply Read, where'd you go?
Uh-oh.
My screen is moving all over.
Is that it right there?
Is this it right here? Simply Read. She's saying the same thing. Simply Read, what's your question? She's just chatting. I know you had a question. Here we go. What stores do you buy your produce from?
Man, I just saw a video about Whole Foods today that crushed me, and I don't think it was new, but and I don't know if it was specifically about their produce, right? But I don't know. I don't want to crush y'all, but apparently,
okay.
Well, apparently, a lot of their produce is coming from China. They hired a company that so when Amazon bought Whole Foods, originally Whole Foods was what it was, right? Amazon bought Whole Foods just a few years ago. And of course, Amazon is, of course, always about profits.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens is that you have your produce has to be certified, right? When it's organic certified, there's a certain processing it has to go through. Well, that only is an American standard. Apparently, there is a lot of the produce which there's no label on it, and that comes in from China, and China can say it's organic. What happens is that they have a third-party verification company that they work with. It's called Quality Assurance Verification or something, right? Some name that you're like, bro, there's something right here. And this company's verifying their produce, but it's all coming from China. And they have some of their produce has been stopped before. And when they've stopped their produce, a lot of times when they get stopped, they test it, and then there's there's chemicals on it, right? There are things that are not supposed to be on organic produce, and Whole Foods is not what we think Whole Foods is.
Okay, let me just say this before you continue. Nothing is what you think it is.
Well, that's true.
This is why you have to inspect what you expect, right? So what's the solution? Which a lot of people aren't going to like the solution.
I know what it is.
What's the solution?
Start growing your own foods.
Grow your own food.
I literally just looked at one of those growers in your house.
Yeah.
Right. And you can grow like 30 plants on. I said, I'm getting one of those. Right. I mean, I'm not gonna get it right now because it's going.
New York is a good place to look to see what people do to grow food in confined spaces and stuff.
Yeah. But even if it is just your staples, so if you I eat a lot of romaine, tomato, cucumbers, kale, those are easy things to make on your own. You can do green beans. These are really easy. And all of your staples, then bell peppers, all these things you can start growing on your own. And they're the most simple vegetables to grow. And they grow through, a lot of them will grow through tough times. And, some of them you can grow inside, some of them you can grow outside.
And they're free because once you grow them once, you could just plant them and grow
them
again.
Right, because if you're getting
abundance,
if you're getting seeds that are non-GMO, they're organic. They're going to reproduce their own fruit.
Heirloom if you can.
Yeah, I mean, it's so. Yeah, I'm already on it.
Yeah,
but yeah,
where do you shop? Because so Whole Foods.
Whole Foods. I mean, we go to Tom Thumb.
I'm
sorry, Central Market.
Central Market.
So Central Market,
I like a lot.
It's probably my favorite one.
Yeah.
It has such a wide
Their
selection.
Is crazy.
And you could just their stuff is it's just. I mean, I don't know. To me, it looks the best. It looks the best.
And they have a great selection of mushrooms.
Yes. And then I've recently started going to farmers market because of this juice fast. So
local farmers markets are always amazing. Asian food markets.
Yeah.
Even though Steve was just talking about their produce, I don't know. But you could get a lot of tropical foods from there. You can get a lot of. But listen. There's gonna be chemicals on your food. There's going
to be. That's why we have to wash it. I mean, there's right. But at least we have to do our best. Just because we know that there's going to be stuff on it, it doesn't mean that we should just go eat a processed food, right? That doesn't mean if you eat something frozen that it's not going to have chemicals on it. Maybe that's more, right? So We just have, but even with that being said, even that's our produce. That's supposed to be our healthy food. So then, if they're doing that to our healthy food, what do you think is in Takis? What do you think are in
Oh my
Doritos?
God.
What do you think are in Little Debbie? Like, I mean, it is literally poison. It's trash.
It's a slow acting poison. Y'all gotta know that.
And I don't say that because like I'm trying to like scare
mean, you
anybody,
know.
but yeah, I am trying to scare you. Like, and I'm not one of those people that are like, you got to eat this way yet.
Doom
No,
and gloom and
just you got, but we have to start. If you're listening to this, like, you know where it's at. Like, you have to make changes and moderation. For the most part, 99%, right? We've used that 99 again. 99% of people are not going to be successful using moderation. You may be saying, oh man, I'll be able to do. No, you won't, right? Because there's so many factors that are involved. The foods are addictive, your childhood emotions, the way that you cope, right? All those things happen and play a factor into what you eat before you even put food in your mouth. So 99% of us are not going to be successful with being or eating those foods in moderation. It is going to come from a long-term diet and lifestyle change. So,
and one of the best places to start is with a cleansing, right?
Yeah.
Because you have there you are tied to the chemicals that you've eaten. That's where the saying "you are what you eat" comes from. That's one of the sayings that they said that I believe is true. You are what you eat. We just didn't understand what that meant. So since you are physically bound to the chemicals that you have eaten, it's important to start this change with a good, clean detox, something intentional. And this is why we've developed the R72 challenge, the 21-day fasting challenge, as well as the 40-day class and the academy and the fasting system. And let's get animated, the new course that we just talked about. That's why we do all of this stuff, is so because it sounds extreme to go from one to the other.
Oh man,
it is extreme.
If you try to go from eating to like fruitarian or something, or raw vegan, you're gonna be like, bro, I can't do this.
You need to create a gradient for yourself. And what we are going to be doing, we've been very intentional about it the last couple of years, but we're also learning and growing, and we're going to be accelerating how we essentially support you all. But what you need to do is just be very intentional about doing that work along with the changes you want to make,
right,
so that it can become a lifestyle change and not a diet or a fad or a thing you're doing right now to lose 100 pounds, right? It's something that you're going to do, maintain, and then you won't really have to do this work again. Because don't forget, being healthy, that's the bottom. That's a baseline human right to be healthy. That's not some super thing and you've just made it and you're just this wonderful human being. Like, no, you're just born that way. You have an amazing body that's designed to keep you that way. The fact that we are not healthy just shows you how far we have fallen. But don't think that just because now you're 100 pounds lighter, or you did one class, or you can communicate better, you just have this one thing that you've made it. No, these are all things we should already have.
Yeah.
We have to fight and claw to get back what was given to us naturally. And then from there, that is a plateau. That's a floor that we build from. So it's not just simply about the health and wellness, like just reversing disease or something, right? So I'm going to throw the link in here to the R72 challenge. I want y'all to check it out if you're interested in joining.
I'm going to say this, man, real quick before
we're not closing. I'm just transitioning.
Okay, well, before you transit, before you go on, whatever you're gonna go on with, you mentioned eating and fasting, and then kind of just moving on. You lost the weight, you moved on, right? I was talking to one of my clients earlier, and I was explaining to her that fasting is a tool. Okay, it's not the end all. It's a tool that you are involved in right now. You are in your training course, right? Where your instructors, and you're sitting at your desk at home on your phone, and we're saying fasting is your tool. It's like your hammer, right? And that tool is going to help you in order to build something or put something together. That thing that we're trying to build, or we're working on building for you, is your health. It is your wellness, right? That is the goal. It is your health and your wellness, right? But just like anything else, if you don't maintenance your house, right? If you don't if you don't cut the grass every once in a while, if you don't change the shutters, if you don't clean the gutters, if you don't put maintenance on your house, ever so often or detox it in some way, spring cleaning, your house is going to go to crap, right? You have to, and what's the easiest way to keep your house up or maintain it? It's to take care of it on a daily basis. That means if you drop something on the floor in the kitchen, pick it up, right? Instead of waiting for the floor to get so dirty, you're like, man, I can't even see the floor anymore. And that's what we do. We, with our health and our bodies, we wait until we have this crazy signal. We have to go to the doctor to then say, wow, it's really dirty in here, right? So what I attempt to teach is, no, when you drop something in your kitchen or your body, AKA, follow me, then you just take the broom out, whoop, dust it up real quick, and you throw it away, and it stays clean. But if you are constantly drinking, if you're constantly, eating bad, if you're constantly, smoking cigarettes, right, all these different things, right, and you're going to get so far away, you're not even going to realize you can't see your floor, and the trash will now become your floor. You don't even realize that there's a floor underneath of it anymore, right? Like walking into your kid's room, and you're like, this room is so dirty. And then they clean it up just enough. And then you walk in and you're like, wow, I forgot you even had a floor. It's the exact same thing. So the hammer is not going to clean your floors, right? The hammer is going to help you maintenance, right? But cleaning your floor, wiping the counters, right? Cleaning the windows. This is getting up and having a smoothie in the morning, making a juice every day, making sure that you're eating at least one healthy meal, making sure you're not eating before 12 o'clock. All of these little habits are going to be your daily things to keep your house clean. So all of those things are going to be important, because you can lose 100 pounds, and let me tell you, you can gain it back. You can gain it back, and you'll gain it even faster. I just did a talk on why. I'm not going to go into that. We'll talk about it in R72. But you'll gain it back, and it's for a reason. It's going to happen. So what we're teaching, and what we teach in the R72 specifically is, of course, we want to give you that tool. We want you to follow and lose weight, right? It is a weight loss program. And then on top of that, what we're also doing is we're teaching you how to eat. We're teaching you the tools that you're going to need in the future. You may not realize you need them, right? But you do.
Yeah.
And that comes from experience, because I was the one where I was like, yeah, bro, I'll just lose these pounds and I'll be good. Like my body will just stay the same weight. No, it doesn't work that way.
That's the beauty of having guidance in some capacity. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when you're a child, you have guidance, right? You have your parent, your guardian, your teacher, somebody to be like, listen, I know in your mind, by your perspective, what you're doing is okay, or it's going to work out. Here are some things to potentially be concerned about or prepare for, right? And so it's kind of like that guidance that you get from a mentor, that we understand is very beneficial. But then sometimes, like, we don't even seek those mentors. It's like we all know that that's a beneficial thing. Our history and our past has shown us that someone who knows the road that you want to travel. It's like, yo, how do I get to XYZ? Oh, yeah, I've been there. Just do this, turn left at that, blah, blah, blah. It's so much easier when someone can give you a roadmap, right? Yeah. So the challenge is $85. This is we're doing the challenge for $85. We're basically, what happened was we extended the challenge from January. Okay. So we just closed the January challenge, but the members in the challenge was like, yo, what are we doing next? Like, when's the next challenge? What are we doing next? Everybody was trying to start their own little R72 groups. And I'm like, Steve, I think we're going to have to extend this one.
We just keep the party going,
because
man.
We always get that, right? Every time we do a challenge, people are like, well, what's next? And people will break off and they'll do their own groups. And I usually don't extend, because I'm going to be running around like a chicken with my head cut off trying to keep up with everything.
Man, it's a lot right now. This next week.
There's a certain level of intention that I want to be able to put on these programs. And so I won't do it unless I feel like I have the bandwidth. But this time around, people basically was like, yo, we got to do this challenge again. I said, all right, we'll do the challenge again. So it's $85, but that was our January special pricing, whatever. But you guys are going to get it. You're also going to get our cookbook, Almost Alkaline. It comes with the challenge. I know a lot of y'all asked about it. Everybody who joined the group today, you're gonna have access to the cookbook today or tomorrow whenever you join. So you're gonna get the cookbook. You get the quick start guide. We have a quick start guide, which you guys won't need if you're just now joining, because we're gonna go right into the prep. But the quick start guide helps you lose 5 pounds in a week. You could use that.
Save it for later, man.
Put it in your pocket, save it for later, or give it to a friend, maybe somebody who hasn't joined the challenge. However, you still got time. You can invite people to the challenge. So, you can have your friends come and do it with you. We have nearly 700 people signed up for this challenge.
Word.
Yep.
Oh, man, y'all not playing.
I don't know how many are returning. I haven't looked at the analytics.
I don't care about that.
I'm just saying.
Man, my people. That's what I'm man, because I'm up. Hey, man, I'm up here. I'm fasting. I need y'all with me. I need support. Y'all think you need support? Steven needs support. I just did 65 days. Took 6 weeks off and now doing almost 3 months. Like, I'm up. I'm going crazy, Chris.
we are all losing our sanity a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Man,
but it's all good. We working it out. As long as y'all can't tell, it's all good. As long as we getting it done. All right. I do want to let y'all know we're going to run through the questions that we have, and we're going to get all the super chats. All right, because that's, what I'm saying, I always tell y'all we'll get them super chats. So let's move on to the next question. Oh, this is a super sticker from Ali.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
good. Ollie.
Look at that. Appreciate you.
You're not as
What?
I'm
I'm not as bad as I think.
No.
Listen, it adds a nice playful banner. People love this. They love seeing us interact. This is how we interact. This is how you could tell we're brothers.
Yeah.
People are like, wait, y'all brothers?
Like, but somebody just asked me that, and they were like, I mean, she said it was funny. You'll know what I mean when I do this. She was like, I mean, is that your brother or like your brother? It cracked me up. I was like, this little lady. Y'all know.
Cali boy, what's the best way to break a 16-8 fast? What should I eat?
16-8.
16-8 is the parameters for 16-8 are much more loose than.
Are there any?
It's kind of the wild, wild west. I'm gonna be honest.
I'm
gonna be honest with you. The 16-8. Look, man. Listen.
But keep it real with it, man. Because I'm
gonna keep it real with you. I don't teach 16-8.
Nah, we don't do that.
Okay, I don't teach 16-8. Even for beginners, I don't teach 16-8. The reason why 16-8.
That's how you normal. That's just normal eating.
16-8, honestly, should be is something that someone can do when they're almost experts. It's almost the opposite because, and the reason I say that is because in order to do 16-8, to get benefit from it for real,
you gotta eat good.
You have to know what you're doing.
You gotta eat real good.
You really do. So I'm going to encourage you to lean more into
24 or OMAD.
Well, 24, 16,
you talking about
18-6? 18-6.
I mean, that's really the
if you let's just say that you understood diet and nutrition, right? So one of the things we got the AHA Wellness Academy. Okay. In the academy, there's a course that has a whole bunch of videos and stuff in there. One of the lessons is diet and nutrition. Let's say that you went into the academy, you took that course and you took that lesson and you started to understand, okay, this is what I need to be eating. You could do a 6-hour eating window. You could do it and be successful. But yeah, a 24 or 4 hours of eating with a 20-hour fast, that's really what you want to do.
That's really where you want to start when you're talking about fasting,
especially when it's intermittent fasting.
And the funny thing is that I've watched that for whatever reason. I've been watching videos, but people that talk about intermittent fasting, they're actually doing OMAD.
Okay, which makes sense.
They don't even realize
confusion about these terms.
Yeah, they don't realize it. They're like, yeah, I was doing intermittent fasting and I only just had one meal. I'm like, girl, you did OMAD, but you're telling people you did a 16-8, and then they're trying a 16-8 and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Right. And then they tell people, well, you do a 16-8, but you got to make sure you get all your calories in. It's like, bro, right? Like, what are you doing? You know, in this process? Because anyway, nah, man. You're basically number one, to answer your question. Like he says, the Wild Wild West. I mean, it's basically regular eating. You just need to focus on your diet. Don't eat between 12 and only eat between 12 and 8. But you want to, of course, start moving to a more whole food diet. So basically, what we say by whole food, stop eating processed food, right? So eat less of it. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
If that's where you're at in the beginning.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I think this was just a super chat. Appreciate you.
From what, California?
Jen, I think that's Canada.
She's got them rubles.
I think that's Canada. I don't know. I think it's Canada. Canadian. I don't know.
Canada. Got them Canada dollars.
Thank you so much.
Man, send them things in America next time. I can't spend that.
Man, quit playing.
I'm just joking.
He's just joking.
I'm just joking.
He's just joking.
She doesn't have a choice.
OBI Auto Billy.
Bro, I don't even know what you're talking about at this point.
The name OBI.
Obi.
Yeah, Auto Billy.
You don't even need to read the last of it. Just Obi. You know what I'm saying? The homie.
Obi. What's up?
You know what I'm
Super
saying?
sticker. Thanks.
Good.
What's up?
Appreciate you.
I just flagged all these. Some of these are just stickers. What we got?
You turn it gets further away. Diane?
How is
Diane?
See that?
Nah, man, it's on a weird angle. Diane? That's what it looks like.
Diane.
Okay, why did you ask me that then?
Diane Ross.
Wait, why did you ask me if it was her name is easy? Or was it not easy?
Not easy.
Oh.
Could be Diane. It could be.
No, it's what you think it is.
I second guess it.
Don't second guess yourself.
It could be anything.
Be confident.
There's
the question.
There's an anime called Seven Deadly Sins for some of y'all who know. One of the characters' name is like pronounced like Dianu or something. But maybe that's the accent from it being a Japanese anime.
Read the question, Chris. You're going to have us here all night.
You're going to have us in here all night. Run the tape back. What is the recommended amount of days for a first-time water fast? Love the channel. I've been watching and am finally ready to try.
Let me give you my answer. My recommendation, you're in the right place. It's the R72. It is doing the full 72-hour prep, the full 7-day prep because you've never fasted before. So the prep is going to be extremely beneficial for you. You'll go through that process. You'll start losing weight through that process, and then you will start the fasting process of 3 days. By 3 days, it really gives you a really good understanding of the process, what fasting is, and it gives you a good foundation. If during that point you like, oh man, I made it 14 hours, I can't do this, right? Okay, we adjust from there, right? But 3 days is a great place to start, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. 3 days is an excellent place to start after preparation.
Yeah, after prep. If you just try to start on your own, you may struggle. You're going to struggle.
Yeah,
first fast ever.
Out the gate and do 3 days.
Cold turkey first fast ever. Oh boy, I tried that. It went no prep back then. Boy, I got smoked.
Do you take 0 in daily or as needed?
Not
I personally take it. I don't take it daily, but I definitely take it as I know that I'll get benefit from it. I don't know if I would say that I take it based on a need. It's more for me. Now, this is just me. Okay. This is just me. I use it more of an enhancer.
It's a supplement.
But the dosage for me is very low because a lot of what 0 in does and gives you, I have from work I've done in lifestyle. And I've been doing this for a long time. So in order to not overstimulate myself, I don't take it all the time. But someone else can be on the complete opposite end of the spectrum and get a massive amount of benefit from taking it every day as their body detoxes, eliminates, and they start to regain their cognitive function.
That was me.
So
that was me.
Yeah.
I literally was taking, I had the ability to take 4 in a day, which was their highest recommendation.
And I couldn't take more than 1.
And over the last year and a half, we've been en route. The last year and a half, I went from 2 to 3 a day. And as I continued to work on myself and I went through this last process, Even now, I'm like, okay, well, I have to open a capsule and pour some in water if I want some.
That was my technique. I really usually do half a capsule. That's what I know.
Yeah, I can't. It's not that it makes me feel crazy, but it's just like I have too much. I'm too much for myself.
If anybody out there that understands frequency and how you could feel low vibrating or high vibrating, that's kind of it's kind of like
yeah.
that. I took one the other day because I've just been working like crazy and my sleep's been off. I'm like, I need to be able to do a little bit more focusing, and I was vibrating so insanely high that you would have thought that I was high. My mood was just all the way up here. I was literally just sitting and I'm like thinking about all these ideas, and I started writing that stuff down. I ain't about to let that go to waste. But
Zero In is a beast.
It's a beast. It's a very interesting supplement.
I don't know how they do it, but it is a beast. If they ever run out, I got a supply upstairs.
I don't.
You looking at me? I got a supply upstairs.
Okay, real quick, for those who don't even know what Zero In, because I'm realizing we talking about it. Zero In is a supplement that the Root Wellness brand produces. We're affiliated with the Root Wellness brand, which is why someone's asking. We've been talking about them. I want to make sure to throw the link in case y'all are interested, because I don't think I did it last time and people were asking about it. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to do this next question, which is about the challenge. Steve, please explain the Rolling 72 and what to expect from the program. You do that while I grab this link.
Okay. So I'll give you because I know that Chris kind of spoke about it. So I'll kind of give you the gist. The Rolling 72 is a fasting protocol that was created really to help people get the full benefit of a long-term fast. So anything over 3 days is technically considered long-term fasting. You get the benefits of a long-term fast without having to make the investment of of not eating for that same amount of time. So what it does is it allows you to fast for 3 days, right? And then so that's where the 72 comes from. And then you eat or you refeed on the fourth day. We're going to teach you how to refeed. So you're going to eat within a certain time frame. We're going to give you a guideline for what you're going to want to be eating during this time frame, right? And then the next day you're back into your fasting, right? So that's where the rolling comes from. What this does is it helps you to build consistency. It helps you to understand fasting, to work through detox symptoms on a low level. And then as you get deeper into the cycle, some of the more stronger detox symptoms will come. And then, of course, the entire time, if you're eating properly, you're going through the prep and you're rolling, the typical weight loss during the program is 25 to 30 pounds, depending on, of course, how you start. So if you don't know what the Rolling 72 is, if you never fasted, you would probably be on the higher end of those numbers. But that's the gist. What you're also going to get inside of the program, it's not just us just talking, right? There's a full curriculum. So there's a curriculum of videos that you're going to receive that are going to be helping you with your habits, your mindset. But one of the really good things about the R72 program is it really focuses on the two of the big things that people have concerns with. It's their weight and their food. So there's also videos in the program about shopping, about food, and how to how to store food and all of these things that we don't realize are issues that we need to know. So it really helps you understand the total overall way that we need to be eating and shopping long term. And then while you're doing that, we're also then, of course, helping to shave some of that weight off. You also are going to be receiving lives from us every Sunday. So we go live. You're going to have an option to ask questions prior. And then, of course, during it as well. So
all the lives are recorded.
All the lives are recorded.
So if you can't make it, you can still literally what you could do is you could submit your question ahead of time. We answer the question on the live, and then you watch it later at your leisure.
Right. And then, of course, you have the coaching team that is there that is assisting. So if you have a direct question or something, then you can inbox one of the coaches. Preferably don't inbox Chris. And we're going to get back to you.
Not because I don't want you to.
No, it's not. It wasn't that he said. I said it.
I know. I'm just
You
saying.
didn't say that. I'm telling you, don't inbox Chris. He's busy. Don't inbox. I mean, don't. Well, let me not say it like that because I am too. But Chris is infinitely busier than I. So plus, I'm not saying Chris ain't gonna give you, a good answer, but he may give you your answer, but I'm gonna go ahead and give you a little razzle dazzle on that thing too. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you the answer, and I'm gonna make you laugh.
Steve
right?
don't
And
know.
then
He ain't seen my inbox.
then I'm gonna make. I have no idea.
Yeah,
I'm just
he has no
talking.
idea.
I'm just talking. That's because the juice, man. I'm telling you, man.
The juice got you high.
I told you before this. I said, "Hey, man, we're gonna be in and out here in like 30 minutes, man." And now I done got through this whole glass, and
Okay.
I'm revved up, man.
Look
This
at you.
is what happens.
Have you had hypothyroidism success stories through fasting? It's one of the more common ones.
Yeah, it comes from balancing hormones.
Look, it's not as simple as just necessarily fasting, right?
Oh.
It's not just just fasting, you'll get the results you want. I mean, it's a holistic approach, okay? But yes, we have a myriad of testimonials ranging everything from cancer to pregnancies. You know what I'm saying? People that were dealing with infertility, erectile dysfunction, blood pressures, all your pressures. Those are super common. Diabetes. You know what I'm saying? Like it's there's a wide range. It's not always just purely just if you fast for a certain amount of days, you can get rid of your hypothyroid. No.
Nah, man.
It's more than that. But if you rock with us and you just consume the information holistically, you're very likely to get the outcome you want. Okay. So let's see. Steve, you take this one. Is smoking weed or vaping okay while fasting?
Is it okay? Here's the thing. What is that? What do you mean by okay? Like that's what I would ask. If I know that my sister used to she was smoking while she was fasting. Yeah. And there was she had no issue. So I don't know if you're asking, will I have an issue? If you're asking will I have an issue if I'm fasting and I'm vaping or smoking weed? The answer is no. Right. Is that optimal? No. The goal is to then remove things from the system and remove things from the body. So that would be the most beneficial.
You're making extra work for yourself.
Correct, right? Because we're also putting more work on our lungs, and your lungs are what causes you to lose your weight, right? That's not what causes you to lose your weight, but that's where your weight comes from. If your lungs are working more effectively, then they could essentially release more of those.
80% of your weight loss comes from your breath.
Right, from your breath. Weight loss. Right. So, will you be okay? Are you going to die? Are you going to hurt yourself? Are you going to kill yourself? No. Right. But is it optimal? No. So, it's also a great time to get off of them if you're looking to.
Yep.
So you're already detoxing anyway.
Weed, vaping,
the withdrawal is going to you're already hurting anyway. Why not add a little more to it? 2 or 3 days, you're gonna be all right. I'm serious. I used to smoke cigarettes.
That's why I wanted you to answer.
Yeah, I used to smoke cigarettes. I used to smoke blacks. I vaped. I used to smoke. And one of the things that I did was, man, I said, you know what? I'm fasting and I'm getting off of these. And I stopped. And it made it so much easier. I didn't go through that crazy withdrawal like other people because I was fasting. So maybe it's something to think about. But you're gonna be all right.
How long is the feasting window after the R72 hour? So you have a 24-hour period where you're allowed to eat. We're going to obviously make recommendations for how you should navigate that period of time. But essentially, we're going to suggest one meal, but that's not required. You could do 2 meals, but we're not going to be encouraging more than 2 meals. And we're gonna get very deep into it, but it's probably 1 or 2 meals, mostly high water content foods. We're gonna encourage you to limit or like eliminate meat and dairy products. Cheese is a
we're
no.
gonna tell you to go vegan.
Cheese is a no. No, it's not veganism. Quit playing because you're gonna confuse people.
I'm just joking, y'all.
It's not.
It's the juice.
It's not veganism. But it is
okay. No meat, no dairy. I guess I'm going vegan.
Healthy though. How about that? It's healthyism.
Now we going. Yeah, man. I don't like the labels anyway, man. I do like raw. I do like call myself raw vegan.
You do enjoy that. You
I
say
do.
it a lot.
Do I?
It's You're very excited about it, and I understand.
There's something going on in these cells, man.
If y'all trust me, if y'all do give yourself like 14 days of raw, you'll understand. Raw, it makes you feel good. You think better. Your bowel movements are amazing. You're not gassy, bro. Anyway.
You're not
When-
gassy as in ingested. Like you're not like you don't got indigestion, that type of stuff. No, I wasn't gassy.
I don't know. I didn't have gas.
No,
period.
yeah, gas. Yeah, I guess you're right. Some people.
I mean, it depends on
yeah.
where you are in the process.
right. Depends on. Yeah, that's
You know what I'm
correct.
saying?
But raw typically does not make you those things.
Right.
But if you got a backed up sewer, then we got to clean the
you gotta
sewer
clean the
out,
sewage out first.
and then we can get you cleaned out first. You know, we got you.
When is your next R72? I wanted to join this one, but
Oh.
due to personal family reasons this time, will you have another one soon after this? So
Soon.
for the R72, no, we will not be having one soon after.
We just did 2 in a row,
Okay,
baby.
because we just
yeah,
did
we
2 in a
gonna.
row.
It's gonna be.
So
we gonna
it's
see.
gonna be a couple of months.
We might see you around Halloween or something.
However, we will have a 21-day fasting challenge coming up. We will have, the wellness retreat coming up. We will have the JR72 coming up. And so you will have opportunities. So don't worry. If you need something in the interim, right? You need something to do at your own pace. And this is for everybody. And you all can also do this in addition to anything else. Join the AHA Wellness Academy.com. Join the academy. We have several programs on there. There's a wide variety of stuff that we're teaching on there. You know what I mean? There's a lot of good stuff on there. Learn at your own pace. And then in the meantime, you can join the AHA communities. Okay.
Ain't no reason not to join that. It's free. You might as well get on there.
www.ahacommunities.com. Okay. It's free. It's a free membership. It's like Facebook, only better because it's the whole AHA family. Just lock in and engage when you can. I understand life. I understand, having personal struggles. I get it all. Trust me. There are things that I want to do right now, and I have to prioritize. There are programs that I have purchased that I have not either completed or lost out on because my priorities were somewhere else. It's not a good or a bad thing. It's just life. It's what has to happen. You know what I mean?
But making sure that you're doing something during that time is important. Otherwise, you're going to start taking steps backwards. You're always moving one way or the other, right? You're always moving. So you're either moving closer to your goals or you're either moving further away from them. I just want you guys to remember that. You're never stuck or stagnant. We are always moving. Time doesn't stop, right? So think about that. Every decision you make, everything you put in your mouth, every time you decide to stay in the house on Saturday night instead of going out with the girls, right? Whatever. You're either making a decision towards your goals or you're making a decision away from them. The goal is to make more decisions towards your goals than away from them.
There we go. All right. I'm going to grab these links real quick for y'all, just for those who maybe came in late or whatever. So the first link is for the Root products if you guys want to test those out. The second link is for the R72 challenge. If you need to register, okay, challenge starts tomorrow. We're going live at 7 p.m. Central Time. So if you want to join the live, if you can get in before that, that's the absolute best. Once again, everything will be recorded and you will have access to it after the fact. I will tell you all, this is not our first rodeo. All right. We have been doing this for quite some time now, and we have had a lot of intentional interaction with you all, and we have built a process that's seamless if you pay attention to it. Okay. We get a lot of questions about, where's this? Where's that? If you read and you pay attention, trust me, we have dotted virtually every I, crossed virtually every T. We're not perfect, but we build on the imperfections of the past. So anytime we make a mistake, we correct it, And so what I want you all to understand is when you register, you're going to be asked to create a password.
Oh, yeah.
That password is so that you can get in and view the course material.
Say it again, man. Start over. Say it again.
We provided course material for you guys in our academy. And when you register to join, that password that they ask you to make at the end of checkout is so that you can have access to that. So do that and you'll be able to get in, right? You're going to get an email directly to your email that says, it's going to be from me. It's going to be like, hey, Chris said you need to come join our secret group.
Tell them where it might be at,
It's going to be in your inbox or in your spam.
or
gonna be in one of those two.
promotional
Or your
folder.
promotional folder or your other folder. It's in your email. So it just look out for it. It's going to come. Usually the same day you register, it will come. All right. Make sure to use the same email you registered with. Use that to start your account on AHA Communities, and that way everything's seamless for you. Okay. I'm gonna grab this link to the AHA Communities. For those who just want to join AHA Communities, you don't want to join the R72 Challenge, you don't want to pay for nothing, you just want a free membership. Listen, we got y'all.
Come on in.
Come on in. We've always been about giving access to this information.
I mean, everything we talk about is already out there. It's free.
It's free,
We
yeah.
just the programs. We're just formatting it and then providing access. Well, I ain't gonna lie. Well, a lot of my information ain't free.
Steve.
But that's because that's my right. But that's a lot of it I do in my coaching, like my one-on-one. So so I don't put everything out there.
All right. Listen, y'all, it's been beautiful. It's been a long day. I hope you all enjoyed it. Hit the like button, subscribe if you hadn't already. Join the R72 Challenge. We will be waiting for you inside. Peace.